Welcome back to Podcast 911. This is the show that gives you some insight into why your podcast might not be succeeding, perhaps giving you ideas for how to take it to new heights and possibly make money with it. Today we have Foos on film and we have the audio, which is what I actually did all my feedback with. Now, audio is important because there's nowhere to hide. Though for this, I'm going to be playing the video because it's available and it gives you, the viewers, something to look at. Now, if you want your podcast featured here and perhaps get some tailored feedback to your situation, I'm going to have all that information at the end of this episode. So let's just dive in.
Ho, 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 ho!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are Foos on Films, and this is our newest episode. We're going to be talking about the wrestlers, or wrestling, excuse me.
Topic is wrestling.
Yeah, topic is wrestling. Just real quick, we're not going to have a Christmas episode. This is technically a Christmas episode as well. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
Hope everyone's doing well.
Merry Kwanzaa, whatever else you want to say.
Feliz Navidad.
Hey.
I thought you were going to sing it.
Feliz Navidad. And we got the same suspects here. We got one more added today.
We have a special guest today.
Yeah. What? Say something. Say something, son.
Say so.
Merry Christmas.
That is Mark.
That's Martin.
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 And Jesse's here today.
And Jesse is, of course, always here.
We're fully staffed today.
Jesse, look it up real quick.
Look it up, Jesse.
Look up Jesse.
Look up
Jesse the body.
The producer. Look it up.
Body.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this right now. So,
Okay, so that was a lot that just happened there. 15 seconds in for the intro. That was perfect, by the way. But don't welcome people back. It's clearly your most recent episode. I do like, however, that you literally got to the theme right away. But I would prefer a little bit more of a hook. What movies are we talking about? Perhaps you can hook with something like, one of these movies was a second major motion picture for Goldberg. Extra points if you can name the first. Little things like that are meant to engage the listener, and they work really well immediately instead of just trying to get your brain to catch up with your mouth. Next, unless it is specifically listed as a Christmas episode, don't even mention it. But the Merry Christmas was a nice touch, but move on from it really quick. And honestly, unless you're doing a full Christmas theme, it's usually best not to mention it. Why, you might ask? Well, it's kind of like saying the same thing like this is our latest episode, because it doesn't matter to anyone listening to it not at Christmas, meaning anyone listening in July is already having their time wasted. It's okay to acknowledge and then just move on. Next, you do a bunch of introductions. Now, you're moving at a decent clip here, which I do actually appreciate, but you've got to give a little bit more business to this process if you're going to go through it at all. Give everybody a wrestler name as you go around, just something that ties into the episode, or at least something the listener wants to hear. Sure, you can have fun with it, but avoid the scenario of trying to make each other laugh. Inside jokes are just wasted. So let's move on to this.
First movie we're going to get into is Ready to Rumble. And release date was April 15th, 2000. The budget on this one was $2.4 million. Or no, excuse me, 24. No, it's 2.4. 2.4 million, excuse me. And then the gross on this was 12.4 million.
I mean, money.
So they made some money on it.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this?
That was great for me.
Oh, okay. So we're 2 minutes in and we got the intro. That was awesome. The intro itself was nothing, though. Just a touch of prep here would have been great. A small piece of paper with the details written down, which I saw you did actually have, but put them in an order that you're going to be announcing them. The most important thing missed here, though, is what's the bloody movie about? Now, this is a movies podcast. It's a films podcast, not a wrestling podcast. You just told me the year it was released and it's gross. I don't even know who's in the movie. And you're already asking what people thought. Okay, so then why do you think someone would want to watch or listen to this podcast? Personally, I love movie podcasts. They get you excited to watch something or to relive something you already watched, usually with a bunch of humor. But most importantly, it's somewhat of a review process. So going into this, you need to give a synopsis of the movie and at least the major cast. So let's see how this unfolds.
You know, I think you guys know how I feel about WCW.
I
That's
know,
the whole
exactly.
product. This was a WCW as movie.
So check this out. I never watched that movie when it first came out. I never had.
This is my first time watching it too.
I used to.
I know Carlos loves this
bro,
movie.
that's a funny movie.
It's a funny movie. Yeah.
Like honestly, regardless of whether it's WCW or it's gonna be WWF, but WCW had its stretch too and good wrestling, dog. So you can't. Even when I N60.
They own the games. Yeah, they own the games,
bro. You know, but it's a dope game. Dope. It's it was a dope game. But the movie was awesome. Yeah, especially with David Arquette and the other gentleman's name.
Oh yeah,
but he comes out in like Varsity Blues.
Yeah,
his sidekick, the fourth is right there.
Yeah, he came out in Entourage.
He was Entourage.
I can't believe it.
Boiler Room. He came out in Boiler Room.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Let me get his name because he's a.
Let's get his
Jesse,
name.
look it up real quick.
He's worthy. He's worthy being identified. As
yeah. He's actually. I do like his movies. Let me get his legit name. Scott.
Jesse, look it up.
Scott Can. Okay.
Yeah, that was dope. He's cool.
Yeah, he's
Googling live.
Yeah.
That's an episode from Entourage.
Yeah. Boiler Room and shit.
Yeah.
Again, this movie came out at the tail end of WCW. About maybe a month or two. WCW got bought out by WWE. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, so they pretty much made this movie thinking
it's gonna pump up the ratings.
Yeah, it would save them, and then
that was their Hail Mary.
And then also, if you know the wrestling background, a couple months later, David Arquette actually wins the WCW World Heavyweight title, which was a terrible mistake.
Yes, sir. They put a nail in the coffin on that one, pretty much with those.
I wonder how many people knew that David Arquette actually won that. Anyways, so we just listened to 2 straight minutes of 15 seconds of information and a whole bunch of people talking over each other. And there's zero information about the movie. Now, the information was actually important and should have come in the setup of talking about the movie. Yes, wrestling movie. Here's some of the background of the major wrestling companies, why this movie was made. All good stuff. But it should have been presented in a structured way. And structure comes from prep and from notes. If you're watching these movies, you should be taking notes while you do. And the host, you need to structure the intro to each movie with all of this info beforehand. Because currently we're 4 minutes in, and if I didn't know anything about wrestling, I would be completely lost. Remember, you're a movie podcast, and shocking, but most of your listeners might not know anything about all of this. So the human brain doesn't like to learn through chaos. The human brain prefers structure. So you need to start doing that.
Oh yeah. I wasn't watching WCW at that point. I was watching more WWE at the WWF. It was WWF at that time too.
Oh yeah.
But I remember hearing about that. I was like, the actor? What?
Yeah. Which wrestlers come out in the movie? Goldberg comes out.
So Goldberg comes out. DDP.
Disco Inferno had
Disco Inferno.
Pretty much
Mysterio.
Pretty much all the
Booker
Booker
T comes out.
Booker T.
He doesn't say anything, but he comes out in the background.
Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah.
Couple of their low tier guys like
Randy Savage too.
Randy Savage was there. Yeah.
He opens up the scene.
Bang bang big.
Oh, he looked rough.
Dome of yours.
Sid Vicious.
Too. Perry Saturn, no? Didn't
Conan.
Yeah, Saturn.
Yeah, Perry Saturn. Yeah.
You want to be there, bro?
Jesse was Perry Saturn.
Yeah. No.
Okay, we're 5 minutes in. You know what I'm going to say, right? It's a full minute of listing off the wrestlers involved. Again, this should have been 15 seconds at the beginning of all this. Right now, even though you're having a lot of fun doing it, you're kind of wasting the listener's time because you're kind of searching through your memories and trying to list it all off. And it's just doing nothing about the movie. That's what the movie was about. podcast about movies. Just saying.
Oh, Conan.
He loves
That was
Foos.
a, so that was a TJ legend, no? Too.
Yeah,
TJ Legend shit.
I forgot what his name was though.
God.
Well, he's like the
Was
first,
it just Conan?
Well, I mean, I think,
No, he had something
I think
else.
he was the first like successful like Mexican
Like Triple A
mainstream
to
wrestler.
WCW?
Yeah, if you really think about it,
Yeah, he probably was.
Well, he
Who
was
before him. That's why.
well,
he
he
gets
was
lot
under
of
a
respect,
mask
too,
when he
you
was
know?
when he was in WWF.
Max Moon?
Max, yeah.
Horrible character.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had a good run in WWF. He had a better run in WCW.
Oh no, for sure.
LWO,
because that's-
you know, all
yeah,
that shit.
no, yeah, for sure.
But if you want, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because the thing is, it kind of opened up. He's older than Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah. for sure.
So they trained. I don't know if you
Rey
saw
Mysterio
that.
Jr.
And Rey Mysterio Jr. is like, you know,
Yeah,
he's world famous as well.
yeah,
But it's just like if you really think about it on that like Mexican tip, like Conan really kind of
yeah.
opened that up. And
Mine was
the
La Parka.
bridge. Yeah, it's okay.
The chairman.
Hey, so in the movie, King, that fool was like idolized, right? But in real life,
Yeah.
that fool was like a sick ass loser.
Yeah, it was a piece
That was
of
a
shit.
full fucking. Well, see, this is the thing, and I've met people in the wrestling because
Alright.
I've wrestled. You know, I've
This is what I
traveled the roads, kid.
The host.
And I've met people that are on top, and then when you get to meet them in the back, give me another bear.
Yeah.
You know,
I was
or
gonna say,
fucking-
how many wrestlers do you guys think are like, I don't want to say losers in real life,
I mean,
degenerates?
I want to dig deep into that.
Dude.
That's a
Yeah.
good topic.
that I have some stories, dog. I have stories.
You have the mic.
Hey.
Put everyone on blast.
Well, here's
Nah,
one. Here's
don't
no,
get
no.
He's about to shoot
This
right
one,
now, bro.
this one. When I was,
Okay, before we get into that, you have somebody that worked as a wrestler before, and it's the host. Now, I did this through audio, so I couldn't tell who was talking last, but I'm kind of completely lost. Now, the conversation could be awesome here, but they're just coming from all over the place and still haven't done anything about the actual movie. So let's see where this goes to. We're already 7 minutes in, guys, but let's just see. We're going to give this a few moments to breathe because I'm actually kind of curious now.
kind of in my mid era where I'm getting called out to going to different places, getting booked in different areas. There was a wrestler, promoter as well, got booked on his show and proceeded to talk to one of the girls that I was with at the time and invite her out to a concert and then said, hey, let's share a room together the same night
What the fuck?
and try to, you know, her. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, I'm with, you know,
I'm with Eric Cross.
And she's like, he didn't take no for an answer. Dirtbag.
Shit.
So, you know,
Oh,
you.
jeez.
But the dirtbag aspect of some wrestlers are there,
Yeah.
and it's bad sometimes, really bad. But there are some good ones. You know, there's a lot of people that are in the business that are
It's
really
a lot
good.
of ego, bro.
It is, and
Because if you think about it, you're being this alter ego, character that sometimes because you're doing it so much, you kind of stay in character and that becomes
Yeah.
you. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
naturally, there's clashes of personalities.
yeah. When
That's what sells tickets.
when I was getting trained, they told us take yourself and turn it up to 11. You know, wherever you're at on the scale, turn it up to 11 and be that person, especially in front of people. You know, you're walking around in the backstage, you're going out towards where your match is done, whatever, you're walking around
Yeah.
the building. Be that person. Be that person 100%, and take it too far.
Yeah.
One dude, I remember winning the title, winning our.
Okay. All right. So we actually have someone that worked in the industry. That is amazing. And it's actually fascinating. There are some fantastic stories that could and are being told right now, which would be awesome if you were a wrestling podcast. Literally, I would tune in for this. This could be a thing. if it was structured. But hear me out. I'm a first-time listener to this podcast, and I showed up looking for a podcast episode about movies focused on wrestling. You haven't delivered on any of that promise, and when you don't deliver on your promise, people just leave and they never come back. They know now that you don't talk about the movies. They know that you don't do your prep and have zero structure. Let's finish off the last 10 minutes here and see what happens, because I'm actually quite curious.
Main title at IWL and was like, man, I can't believe I won. And I was like, bro, don't do that. It's just us right here, you know, the people that are in the business. Yeah. We know who is going to win. You know, spoiler alert. Uh-huh. If you don't know, you know. You know, don't take it serious. It's not, you know, you didn't boxing match.
I'm going to have to
title,
bleep
you know,
so much.
Win an MMA fight for
Gold
the belt
for the US.
Yeah, you know, something that you can actually win, you know, without being predetermined. But
Anyone?
Let's go back. I went on a rant on that. Shooting, brother. Let me put my pistols away.
We're gonna get to the movie.
Well, I mean, honestly, I
just had to get that off my chest.
For this one, I kind of was like, okay, I have to be able to.
Okay, so we're 10 minutes in, and we're just getting back to the movie. Cool, but let's boil all of this down. I actually really like the personalities here, and now take this with a grain of salt, but this has the chance to be something very good, especially with the people you have here. You've got some really good personalities, but it needs structure. Now, I'm guessing that's the host, who is also used to be a wrestler, which is really cool, but you could have actually worked around this to integrate those stories in with each film. What was real here? Where did this film get it wrong? The douchebags in wrestling was actually fascinating, but good content in the wrong spot is still bad content. Anyone showing up for a conversation about the movies would have been severely disappointed and would have just moved on. You guys need to do the work here if you want this to grow. But what I can honestly say, if you guys do the work and can harness the point of your show, you will make money. Stop talking over each other all the time. It's okay to do it once in a while, but just stop with the consistency. Learn how to direct the episode. Know going in where you're going to go with the stories to drop them. Make sure it has relevance to the movies. But to do this, every single person needs to be on board and pulling weight. Now, the next thing you need to do is work on giving everyone a bit more of a detailed role, not just a bunch of guys throwing funny out there. Give your personalities character. This allows the listener to identify you while they're listening, and it creates more of an enjoyable story. Now, you don't have to be severe when you're switching it up, but a defined host that guides. A defined producer that has all the random facts and his info at his fingertips. The trick, though, is having the info at your fingertips, not, hey, dude, look it up. Then you can have the funny asshole who interrupts to bring the room to chaos for a second. Controlled? It can be fantastic, but don't let it get out of hand. That is the host's job. Now, I actually smiled and chuckled a couple times. That's actually really good because I'm looking at this from a critical angle. I shouldn't be laughing at the content, or I shouldn't be losing myself in it. And you actually got me with a couple of the stories. A bit of structure, and I can't wait to see what you guys can do with this. Now, I will also say, Eric Cross, I didn't know you from Adam before I started watching this, but you have stories that a lot of people don't know, don't have, aren't privy to. You should be doing something around that. It's obviously been a passion in your life. Wrestling, apparently all four of you know wrestling. You've all been involved in it. And you seem to really want to talk about it. Why isn't that a podcast? Especially with the stories that can be shared from that. It doesn't need to be specifically personal stories, but relatability is so important with stuff like this. And when you can relate stuff to people that know wrestling but don't know some of that behind the scenes stuff, like the little anecdotes about a guy winning a title and going, I can't believe I won. And you're like, dude, it's all an act. What do you mean you can't? You've known for a month, right? Those are the stories that people love to hear and love to see, and you seem to want to talk about it. So I would suggest start doing something around wrestling with this group of guys. Like maybe take another night out of the week and hook up with these guys and just put something out like that. Because I have a feeling you guys would probably have a lot of fun doing it, and you'd probably very good. But remember, structure. Find the structure and find out how to work that structure in. Again, if you want your podcast featured here, though, email me at aiden@darkcornerstudios.tech, or you can hit me up on Discord. Cheers, guys, and thanks for watching.